Wi-Fi Protocols by Matthew Hardwick and Rebecca Palacio. History of Wi-Fi. Back in 1991, Wi-Fi was invented by NCR Corporation and AT&T. Later on, Lucent and Ageri Systems in Nieuwegein, the Netherlands. Initially meant for cashier systems, the first wireless products. Vic Hayes, who is the inventor, has been named father of Wi-Fi. 802.11a. 802.11a is an IEEE standard for transmitting data over a wireless network. It uses a 5 GHz frequency band and supports data transfer rates of 54 megabits per second, or 6.75 megabytes per second. The 802.11a standard was released in 1999, around the same time as 802.11b. While 802.11b only supported a data transfer rate of 11 megabits per second, most routers and wireless cards at that time were manufactured using the 802.11b standard. Therefore, 802.11b remained more popular than 802.11a for several years. In 2003, the 802.11a standard was superseded by 802.11g, which uses the same 2.4 GHz band as 802.11a, but supports transfer rates of up to 54 megabits per second. Wi-Fi, how it works. The typical Wi-Fi setup contains one or more access points and one or more clients. An AP broadcasts its SSID service set identifier network name via packets that are called beacons, which are broadcasted every 100 milliseconds. The beacons are transmitted at 1 megabits per second and are relatively short and therefore are not of influence on performance. Since 1 megabits per second is the lowest rate of Wi-Fi, it assures that the client who receives the beacon can communicate at least 1 megabits per second. 802.11b is a Wi-Fi standard developed by the IEEE for transmitting data over a wireless network. It operates on a 2.4 GHz band and allows for wireless data transfers up to 11 megabits per second. A faster standard called 802.11g was introduced a few years after 802.11b and supports data transfer rates up to 54 megabits per second. This can make a difference in the speed of data transfers within a local network, but since broadband internet access is limited to about 5 megabits per second, a 802.11b wireless connection will not be a bottleneck for internet access. Most wireless networks are based on either 802.11b or 802.11g. 802.11g is a Wi-Fi standard developed by the IEEE for transmitting data over a wireless network. It operates on a 2.4 GHz bandwidth and supports data transfer rates up to 54 megabits per second. 802.11g is backward compatible with 802.11b hardware. But if there are any 802.11b based computers on the network, the entire network will have to run at 11 megabits per second, the max speed that 802.11b supports. However, you can configure your 802.11g wireless router to only accept 802.11g devices, which will ensure your network run at its top speed. 802.11n is a wireless Wi-Fi standard that was introduced in 2007. It supports a longer range and higher wireless transfer rates than the previous standard, 802.11g. 802.11n devices support MIMO, multiple in, multiple out data transfers, which can transmit multiple streams of data at once. This technology effectively doubles the rate of a wireless device. Therefore, a wireless router that uses 802.11n may have twice the radius of coverage as an 802.11g router. This means a single 802.11n router may cover an entire household, whereas an 802.11g router might require additional routers to bridge the signal. The previous 802.11g standard supported transfer rates of up to 54 megabits per second. Devices that use 802.11n can transfer data over 100 megabits per second. With an optimized configuration, the 802.11n standard can theoretically support transfer rates of up to 500 megabits per second. This is 5 times faster than a standard 100 base T-wired Ethernet network. 802.11ac, the latest IEEE Wi-Fi standard. The 802.11ac working group was formed in 2009 to increase throughput beyond 802.11n, and 802.11ac speeds are nearly triple that of 802.11n. 802.11ac's primary benefit is a theoretical throughput of 1 gigabytes per second. Also known as gigabyte Wi-Fi and 5G Wi-Fi, products became available in 2012 before the standard was ratified, which is expected in 2013. Operating only in the 5 GHz band, dual band, N and AC devices are backward compatible with 802.11n. An 802.11ac access point uses beamforming, which via feedback aims the transmission more directly to the receiving device. The technology also supports multi-user MIMO for up to 4 simultaneous data streams. There are many more protocols, but these are the main that we will use in our everyday lives. Thank you for watching.